Meet David. Lately, things haven't been great. His friends don't really listen when he talks. At work, people don't take him seriously. Even his family seems distant. One day, he stops and asks himself, "What am I doing wrong?" That's when it hits him. Maybe it's not about adding more good habits. Maybe it's about stopping the bad ones, like the small things that quietly push people away. So he decides to change. And this is where his story begins. Energy training. David always had a way of turning every talk into a therapy session. If the group planned something fun, he'd say, "Yeah, but it'll probably rain." He didn't mean to be negative, and it was just his habit. But people don't like leaving a conversation feeling tired. So David learned the first rule. Don't be the storm in someone's sunny day. Inconsistency. He'd promised to show up at 7 and text at 7:15 saying he's on the way. He'd tell his friends they could trust him, then forget small things. And small things break trust faster than big lies. So he started being early, even by 5 minutes. Because consistency builds comfort, and comfort builds connection. Validation hunting. David had this thing where he'd always mention his wins. A new watch, a new project. Not because he was arrogant, but because he wanted to be seen. He didn't realize confidence doesn't need witnesses. So he started practicing silence. And for the first time, people leaned in instead of stepping back. Low listening energy. Every time someone spoke, David was busy preparing his next line. He wasn't listening, he was waiting. And waiting isn't connection. So he started one simple rule. Ask before you answer. Because listening makes people feel valued. And people always come back to where they feel valued. Over control, he needed things his way. If friends picked a movie, he'd say, "Nah, let's watch something better." If someone disagreed, he'd argue till they gave up. But being right isn't the same as being respected. So he started letting others win small fights. Not out of weakness, out of wisdom. Lack of emotional awareness. Sometimes his friend opened up about something deep, and David would laugh it off or say, "You'll be fine." He thought he was helping, but he was just avoiding emotion. So he learned to pause. Not fix, just pause, listen, and say, "That sounds hard." Empathy doesn't solve problems, it heals people. Gossip vibe. He'd joke about people who weren't around. Nothing too harsh, just small comments, but people notice. If you talk about others to me, you'll talk about me to others. So he made a new rule. Never speak about someone who's not in the room, unless it's something you'd say to their face. Overcompensating kindness. David said yes to everything, even when he wanted to say no. People liked him, but didn't respect him. He thought kindness meant being available, but kindness without boundaries is people-pleasing. So he started saying no softly but clearly, and suddenly his yes started to mean something again. Weeks passed, people started staying. Connections felt real again. And David became happier because sometimes the key to stronger relationships isn't doing more, it's doing less of the wrong things. David had another habit too. He used to put things off all the time. But with a few simple techniques, he finally learned how to stop delaying and get things done. You can check that video in the description. It's all about how he did it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because we're just getting started. This is Hustle with David. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.